I'm no good at this, love. Which one?
We're both fine, Mum, you'll be fine.
What have I messed up?
You won't mess it up, they're there to help you.
Heels or flats?
It's probation, they're probably pleased you turned up at all. Sorry.
Sixth form college. I'm so proud of you, you know, getting an education, doing something with your life. Not like me, eh? 2 GCSEs in community service. I'd be done by 12. Do you fancy meeting for lunch?
I can't. I'm meeting a friend. Sarah.
Melody, are you all right? Well, it's not every day you get held hostage by a psychotic loan shark and the missing link.
You must have been absolutely terrified.
Yeah, it was pretty scary, but I'm all right now, really.
You're very brave.
Joe, I heard what happened. I'm so shocked.
Yes, well, thanks.
So what did happen?
We all got out of it safely. That's the main thing.
So you thought your lives were in danger? They have guns.
No.
And when he ordered his psychic to shut me up, I thought I was going to die. In fact, if it hadn't have been for Joe, it doesn't bear thinking about.
So what did Joe do?
He went for him. And this guy was like, whoa, muscles everywhere, like Arnie in Terminator.
Joe, you never said.
Well, to be honest, I'd rather forget the whole thing.
Oh, I wish I could. I had a bad dream.
I'm so sorry, Melody. I feel absolutely dreadful that you got caught up in it.
Well, at least we can promise you a quiet life from now on.
Well, that's a relief. Who'd have thought that my training would turn into a Quentin Tarantino film with gangsters and violence?
Yes, training. Let's make a start. I've put together some case studies for us to discuss.
There's no change in your condition to speak of.
Yeah, but it's early days, right?
It could be some time before we see an improvement. Or this could be as good as it gets. Any questions?
No.
Laura, this is Dr. Bell. She's a trainee GP, and it would be very helpful for her training if she could observe your consultation today. Now, the results from your urine tests have come back positive for chlamydia.
But it's cystitis.
I'm afraid not. Chlamydia can have similar symptoms, but it's a different type of infection. It's a sexually transmitted infection. You may remember we discussed it at your last consultation. Now, having unprotected sex can make you vulnerable to other sexually transmitted infections and unwanted pregnancy. If you do have other STIs, then we may need to arrange further tests.
You could start the tracing process now, though. It's important that whoever infected you knows they may have chlamydia. Quite often there are no symptoms at all, so they could be passing it on without knowing. And if it's left untreated, it can affect a woman's fertility. So you need to identify your contacts so that their contacts can be traced and so on.
Laura! Please, wait. I know it's come as a big shock, but running off isn't going to make it go away. Now, if it's any consolation, it's a very common infection, and it's easily treated with antibiotics. Now, come back inside, and I'll write you a prescription.
I've been chucked out.
You'll need to make an appointment with the Sexual Health Clinic. It's a totally confidential service. They'll test you for other infections, and they'll also help you get in touch with your other sexual contacts so that they can be tested or treated if necessary.
Thank you.
In the meantime, if you have any other symptoms, make sure that you mention them at your appointment. Okay? Laura, anything you say to me is confidential. if you're being pressured into sex?
It's not that. It's complicated.
Oh.
Oh, Joe's dealing with a sensitive issue. To be honest, I'm still feeling a little sensitive myself.
We're all well up to speed with your feelings.
Don't worry. It's always good to talk these things out.
Well, that's exactly how I feel. I mean, if you go around to your colleague's house to discuss your training plan and you end up in a hostage situation, you can't just shrug it off as if nothing's happened.
No, of course not.
It's not as if I wanted to get roughed up by a dangerous criminal. I really thought my life was in danger.
I've completed the report for the PCT. You just have to sign it.
Out with it before your blood pressure goes through the roof.
If she says another word about gangsters...
Melody.
She's just been regaling Dr. Woodson in reception of all places. I don't think it would be an exaggeration to say that she's revelling in it.
She just wants a bit of attention, that's all, Vivian. It's only natural after what she's been through. Give her a couple of days, she'll calm down.
It's not fair on Dr. Fenton, having to listen to endless reports of how he was nearly torn limb from limb. Are you sure he should be taking her on at all?
Joe's happiest when he's busy. Work keeps him sane. I think Melody might be a good thing to get him through this.
She certainly keeps him on his toes, chasing after patients she's upset.
Tell me more.
That's it. I will not take no for an answer. It's all fixed.
But what about your meetings? I'll just be in the way.
That is nonsense. You are my biggest asset. You don't mind if I whisk your mum off for a night of pampering, do you?
In Spain?
Oh, must be the hormones, eh?
Laura, come and say hello to Jerry.
Hello, Jerry. Nice shirt.
I don't know what's got into her.
Don't worry about it. Listen. Why don't you go and buy yourself something fancy to wear? And I'll see you later. Got to get going. Don't you be taking those mood swings out on your mum now. Bye, babe.
Bye. You were really rude to Jerry.
I thought you two broke up. Please, Mum, don't go to Spain. I need you here.
What's happened?
You can't always take people at face value. They seem nice on the outside, but they're not.
If I didn't know better, I'd think you'd broken up with someone yourself.
I haven't got anyone to break up with.
I don't know, Laura. You've been very secretive lately.
Not like mother, like daughter.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. You put one foot wrong, you're back in court. And in case you weren't listening, that's 12 months in prison for starters, plus whatever else they decide to throw at you.
How's it going with Melody?
Well, she's keen.
And is her keenness by any chance scaring off any patients? It's just that Vivian mentioned a teenage girl left here quite speedily in some distress. Allegedly.
Yes, 16. She'd had some bad news. Positive chlamydia test. Mind you, she seemed pretty shaken even before Melody mentioned sexual contact.
Right, I'm off to the library. I want to make a start on the reading list for next term.
All right, love. Oh, this is for you. What? Come on, it's really kind of him.
And this is what the BMA has to say about the Freedom of Information Act.
Everything all right, Dr. Fenton?
Yes, thanks, Vivian.
Your next patient's just cancelled, somewhat belatedly. But you've still got time for a nice cup of coffee.
Sounds good to me.
Well, we'll just wrap up here then.
Mind you don't take advantage of Dr. Fenton's good nature. He's had a stressful few days.
That's not my fault, is it? Gotta go. Jude! What a surprise! You bought those killer heels yet?
I'm not sure I can go.
Oh, don't say that.
Something's up with Laura. She's really upset. She won't tell me what it is.
She's a teenager, babe. That's the form. They get upset and then they hide things from the parents.
I can't just leave her.
Ah, it's not my day today. Everything's going pear-shaped. Something's come up here as well. I was just about to give you a call.
What? So you can't go either?
I was sort of hoping that you could help me, but hey, that's not your worry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. I'm sure I can find someone willing to help me.
No. No, Jerry. Just leave it with me.
Hi, this is Laura. Leave a message and I'll get back to you.
Nick, how are you?
I'll be doing willies before you know it.
Books. I thought you'd appreciate a bit of drama. Must get pretty dull in here sometimes. Not that there's anything wrong with dull. I'm sure Joe would have appreciated a bit of dull on Friday night. He had a run-in with Daniel's loan shark. All got a bit hairy, apparently, according to Melody, anyway. Joe's being very tight-lipped about it. But everyone was OK, so that's the main thing. Daniel's in big trouble, though. I know he's bought it on himself, but you can't help feel sorry for him. Nick? What's happened? If you've had a setback, I'm sure that's perfectly normal. Gabby? Should we go outside and get some fresh air?
Laura, this Spanish trip, I'm going after all. Jerry needs my help. It's only for the night. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. You'll be okay, love. Love you. Bye.
Dr. Fenton, I'm so sorry to disturb you, but Laura Hines' mother's here. She's demanding to see you. I've told her to make an appointment.
Please,
but...
Doctor.
It's all right, Vivian. Come in. Melody was just leaving.
You gave my daughter these. What's she got?
I'm afraid I can't discuss that with you, Mrs. Hines. Your daughter's medical records are confidential.
16, she's got VD. I need to know what's going on. I really do. Please.
Why don't you sit down?
She must have said who gave it to her. You have to say, don't you?
That would also be confidential. Is Laura seeing anyone?
Well, she must be, if this has happened. She hasn't mentioned anyone. To be honest, she doesn't confide in me much these days.
But she used to. So what's changed?
Well, she's been busy with her exams, her studies. She's going to sixth form college next term.
I suspect there's more to it than that.
I got in trouble with the police. I'm not a criminal. It was a misunderstanding. I was storing some stuff for a friend, and I didn't know it was stolen.
She couldn't face the idea of a life with me like this.
Things will get better. You must believe that.
Well, wishful thinking is not going to get me out of this seat. I think I've climbed my last mountain. Kids, family, it's over. Who's going to want me in this state?
Listen, there's something I've got to do. I won't be long.
Mom? Mom?
When the police turned up at the house, it really shook her up. And when I wouldn't say where the stuff had come from, it just went from bad to worse.
Have you discussed what happened with Laura?
No, I didn't want to get her involved. I tried to hide the court dates from her, but she found out anyway. She saw it all from the public gallery. It was awful. I almost got sent to prison. Now she's disgusted with me.
She could also be afraid that it might happen again, that you might not be so lucky next time. If you refuse to confide in Laura, how can you expect her to confide in you? Why don't you go home, talk to her, trust her? Maybe she'll surprise you.
Well, I'm supposed to be going away tonight.
Judy, only you can decide what's more important.
The lovely Laura. To what do I owe the honour?
Where's Mum?
I thought she could do with a bit of a break. She's been looking a bit peaky lately, don't you think?
Mum? Hey, give me that!
Sweetheart, you checked in yet?
Jerry?
The one and only. Oh, guess what? Laura's just popped round to try and catch you before you set off. She wanted to give her mum a kiss goodbye. How sweet is that?
Put her on.
Don't go!
Laura, what's going on?
No, she's just spilled some coffee. There's no harm done. She says, don't worry, have some fun, and she'll call you later. Bye.
Give me my phone back.
Take a pew first, and I'll make her some coffee.
I believe it's common courtesy to knock.
Well, I'm not sure that this is going to be a very courteous conversation. Your patient, Nick West, is depressed, lacking in motivation and emotionally shattered.
Nick is getting the best possible care available, I can assure you. Hello? Yes, Celia. Yes, I have it here. Yes, of course we can go through it now.
White one sugar, am I right?
I want my mobile.
It takes good pictures. Who's the fella? The copper? I think I'll hang on to it for now. Would you like my present?
It's hideous.
Your mum's always saying that my taste borders on the tacky.
Where is she?
I'll tell you what. Why don't you come with me next time? Then you can choose something that you really want. Money no object.
What's going on?
Mum?
Jude, what are you doing here, babe?
Laura?
I look forward to reading it. Bye.
If you think a 5-minute recitation of your research credentials is going to see me off, you're very much mistaken. I'm not leaving this room until I have a cast-iron guarantee from you that Nick's treatment is going to improve.
It's my medical opinion that we're giving him the best treatment.
But in my medical opinion, you're not doing enough. For starters, he needs to go home.
That is out of the question. He needs continuous medical support and an intense course of rehabilitation. It's ridiculous to even consider letting him go home at this stage. He wouldn't be able to manage.
Rubbish.
Forgive me, Dr. Woodson, but when did you qualify as an expert in spinal injury?
The man's depressed. Anyone with eyes and a head can see that. He's a human being. He's got thoughts and feelings and dreams, and his world has been turned upside down. And what are you doing to fix that? Nothing. You need to treat the whole person, not just the spinal cord.
Nick has been offered counselling as part of his ongoing care. If he refuses to engage with his counsellor, that is his prerogative.
Yeah, well, maybe he would be more disposed to engage if he felt like he was in control of his life.
Oh, so your expertise now encompasses psychology.
Well, yours clearly doesn't. With regular therapy, he'll be fine.
That is up to Nick.
So give him a chance. Let him show you what he can do.
If you don't speak now, it's going to be a lot harder later.
I put her straight. I told her, I said, it's your mum that I love.
He doesn't love you. He uses you and he lies to you. And you believe him. I believed him too.
Why did you come and see me today, Judy?
Laura's got a sexually transmitted disease.
So, are you going to tell her about your boyfriend, or shall I? Or maybe she'd like to look at the pictures.
His name's Simon, he's 19.
Told you.
We haven't had sex. We wanted to wait till we knew each other better first. Mum, he's kind and gentle and honest.
Yeah. Look, she's missed out the most important part. He's a copper, and do you know what I think? I think that little Miss Goody Two-Shoes here has shocked you to a boyfriend.
No, you don't get it.
Laura, what are you talking about?
I knew where those stolen goods came from, Mum. I'm not stupid. You were willing to go to prison for him. I had to do something.
Do what? I don't understand.
I didn't sleep with Simon, I slept with him.
No.
He promised he'd leave you alone, stop coming round. One time, he said. Then he'd be out of our lives forever.
You can't make up stuff like that. Look what you've done. Oh, come on, Duke. She's always had it in for me. She's making it up.
Liar.
Laura, why did you want to come here this evening?
Because this trip, he's using her for something. I don't know what, but she'll be in big trouble if she gets caught.
Judy, does Jerry want you to do something for him while you're away?
Hang on a minute, mate. Who asked you to stick your
It's
oar in?
all right, Jerry, it's all right. He wants me to pick something up for him.
What is it?
I don't know.
Didn't you ask?
You don't have to answer to him.
Why didn't you ask, Judy?
Because it's illegal. Like all the other favours you do for him. Like storing his knockoff key.
He didn't know that stuff was dodgy.
Of course he did. I told him I'd shop him to the police if he didn't leave you alone. Do you know what he said, Mum? He'd make sure you went down for as long as he did.
Shut it. I never said that, and I never touched you.
Go on.
The day it happened, you said you were going to Birmingham shopping. You weren't shopping. You were driving a car to London for him. A stolen car. I think you said it was a BMW. You knew you'd be gone for hours. That's why I came round.
It was stolen.
It wasn't.
No. Get away from it. She's my daughter. She's 16.
She's lying.
She's not lying. I did take that BMW to London, but there's no way Laura could have known that. Unless you told her.
I didn't.
I don't believe you! Were you planning to make another move on Laura while I was away in Spain? Do you know what? You can do your own dirty work from now on.
Listen, babe.
Don't! Laura was right, you used me. You never even loved me.
I do.
If you come near us again, I'll go to the police. Tell them everything I know.
You wouldn't dare.
Try me. I don't care what happens to me. You can't hurt Laura in prison. Come on, love. Come on. I suppose I better get a chlamydia test done.
That would be a good idea.
You could have told me about your boyfriend.
He doesn't know about you either. I was ashamed of you. And I'm ashamed of me too.
I'm sorry, I've been so stupid.
Both have. Thank you. I'm going to tell Simon as well, everything. No more secrets.
Can I drop you home?
I'd like to walk.
We've got a lot of talking to do.
There you are.
Yeah, I got fed up with waiting.
Your consultant is possibly the most insufferable, arrogant man I have ever met. We have had words, lots of words, some of them really quite blunt. I tell you what, Nick, you should have seen his face. I don't think anybody has ever spoken to him like that before. He looked like he was going to blow a fuse. There's no point pussyfooting around, is there, when somebody's got the emotional depths of a paddling pool. Anyway, you are going to notice a big change around here in attitude and commitment. Things are going to get better, much, much better, you'll see.
You heard what his consultant said.
Nick's a doctor. The last place he needs to be is in a hospital.
I've always dreamed of a cruise.
Can't put a price on sentiment. There's nothing lucky about it. I knew as soon as I clapped eyes on it.
You both crooks, just a pair of crooks.
Have you seen the state of him recently? He's in a dreadful state. He needs to get out of here. He's been in here for weeks.
And tonight in EastEnders, a brutal attack on Patrick. That's at 8. Coming next, Mitch is in quarantine in All Saints.